Another day, another win. So now we're at 16 wins in a row. So we're going to go over the trade I took today. And today was actually a really beautiful A setup that we found in charts using our usual confluences, the golden pocket, everything. You guys know. We'll break it down. We had equal lows. It was beautiful. Actually, I woke up quite late today. So we'll zoom out to the 4 hours. And I woke up quite late. Actually, I didn't show up to church till 9:45. And off the open today, we had this candle to the downside, this 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. candle. Took us right to this new low right here. So we had a 4-hour low right there from the continuation move from yesterday and Friday, going into the overnight Sunday session. So I also had fibbed out the New York low. I'm going to make sure I'm getting the right low. The New York opening low from previous day to the high. So you can see the GP lined up right where we had that 4-hour low. We were sitting at some equal lows on the 1 hour and then the 4 hours. You can see right here we had the perfect equal lows. So around at 10 a.m. we pushed down to that level. I believe, let me just confirm. I want to also confirm with, I don't know, I have Ethereum or what is it, Solana on the side. Let's go to the 4 hours of... also in these 4 hours right here. Yeah, we also had a bullish SMT with this candle right here. As you can see on ES, it did not take out the low, while on NQ we did take out the low. So we had a bullish SMT sitting right at this low as well. So we saw the bullish SMT, saw the golden pocket, we saw the equal lows. 10 a.m. reversal macro time. So in the 5-minute, then it was all about finding a good entry on the 5-minute. A lot of people were looking to short and continue lower, but as you can see here, there were just buyers sitting there. 5-minute at 10, right around that 10:25 candle at 10 to 11 a.m. macro time. Big move down on the 5-minute, another SMT. So now you stack, and we now finally top in the GP. We stack the higher time frame SMT to the lower time frame SMT for the entry. There's also manipulation candles. You can see a big candle that then gets reversed. So it was all about staying patient. The equal lows on this candle finally get taken out. Then we zoom into the 1 minute to find our actual entry. We looked for our very first inversion. Our very first inversion came right here, as you can see. And then we also ended up inversing that 5-minute as well later on. You can see also, and yes, important, they both inverse the gap. So again, that's our entry trigger. We enter right pretty much at the bottom of this candle because we enter as soon as I entered. Stop loss with the candle, we looked for a new high. It did come back at break even. I held my trade through that break even, but I said, hey, if you got break even there, we took it to P here with that 5-minute had kind of filled. If you did take that, you can look for the continuation trade above this, so you can enter back in or even add in the initial trade and look for the long. So then we took this other long as well. There was a dip down as well, but by that time we were kind of out of our trade. We were able to catch about 70 points on this first trade, 60, 70 points, and then 40 points on the other trade, stacking for about 100 points. We took some BTs, we'll call it 70, 60 points. If you can catch 70, 60 points consistently the way we do every single day, trust me, you'll do really, really well. Important part of this trade, not getting baited by the manipulation candle. You could have also taken this inversion here for a small move. You're gonna get break even this high. If you take that 10 a.m. inversion right here, probably give you a decent little move, but you're probably gonna break even, stopped out. But it doesn't mean just because you get stopped out on the lower time frame, your bias changes on the higher time frame. The reason why I did not take this initial inversion here and advise everybody that trades live with me in the mentorship, and if you do want to be one of those people lucky enough to trade live with me in the mentorship, I'll leave the link down below. Sign up. You're more than welcome to. We accept a few people every single month. Because we had this clear equal lows. I wanted this equal lows to get taken out before we enter. And this is when it's important, looking for the small details, not jumping in every trade. Being okay with watching the charts and just staying patient. Staying very, very patient. And as well as we had this 5-minute bearish gap right here. A lot of people were kind of concerned, maybe is the right word. Like Antonio, there's a big 5-minute bearish gap here. Why would you long into this let me clean this up a little bit. Why would you long into this 5-minute gap? And I long into 5-minute gap if by the time the gap is filled, I can take a TP. So essentially anything that's 20 points or around there, depends also on my stop loss. Can I take a TP at 26.25 points? Yes, I can. Is why I stayed. I took the trade into bearish gap because on the higher time frame, on all the other time frame except this 5-minute bearish gap, everything is telling me to go bullish, to go long off of this, because all my confluences, based on everything else I'm looking at, this should be a long. Now, if you stare the charts hard enough, you can find reasons to go long. You can probably find reasons to go short, and vice versa. So it's all about stacking the odds. Where are they more favorable? Again, if the higher time frame, every other time frame except this 5-minute bearish gap is telling me to go long, I'm still going to take that long when the long setup is there. And again, it's really, really important. Even on this pullback right here, and we got that 5-minute pullback, you see the 5-minute candle, the one that came back to our break-even point, actually ended up getting bought up anyway. That's why it's important to wait for the candle closes. Usually I will wait for a 1-minute candle close, but you can go hard break-even as well, as long as you're fine with re-entering a trade. This is why the daily live trading session is so important, because I'm telling you this, I'm coaching you through this, I'm telling you it's fine to get back in. Even if you get stopped out of break-even here, it's fine to get back in and trade a continuation higher, because we should be trading higher. And if we zoom out to the 15, you also see there's a nice, perfect, a really nice reversal off of also the pre-market lows. Again, this is going to be on a higher time frame, but it's important to understand what you're doing. What do we like to do? We like to long below lows. So we're sitting below a low. I'm going to be looking for longs, especially when price is not just having a strong continuation down. As you can see, we did not. We start shopping around. We called it soup. We souped, and then we went up. And we had a really strong day yesterday, which the likelihood of this getting faded all the way down, it's possible, but it's not as likely. I still want to trade with the trend. You know, it looks like I traded a small reversal. I traded a reversal trade, but realistically, I was trading a trend continuation of the larger time frame. We have to be really good at establishing the different time frames, what to trade during the different time frames, which one is a real reversal, which one is just a small reversal into a continuation trade. And the more you practice, the more you get the hang of it. With a nice trade, it was about a 2 to 3 R. It was very safe. And then the way I like to trade, I like to be my trades with zero drawdown, which is, I think, really, really important. That's why zooming into the smaller time frame are going to give you the best entry. You have to understand, a lot of people are like, I'm going to show you the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 50 minute. The truth is, you should be using all of the time frames. So the small time frames are going to find you sniper-like entries if you can use them, right? So for example, with our trade, which happened right here, you see our trade was never in drawdown. We entered and we were green the whole way through. Okay, you can't work even once, but we were green essentially the whole way through. And that's really, really important. The least amount of stress, especially emotional stress, you can give yourself, the more and the better trades you're going to find, the more and higher quality setups you're going to be able to take, because you're taking less emotional stamina away from yourself. But when you're sitting in trades in drawdown, I had this student tell me, hey, I took this 4-hour inversion. Well, if you take a 4-hour inversion here, and that's your only confluence possible, right? Number one, it's not a good trade, because an inversion in itself is not a trade setup. If you take this, an inversion itself is not a good setup. But then you need to have a huge stop loss of 80 plus points. Unless you're swing trading, it doesn't make sense, right? And if you had an inversion on one asset, which was in Q, but on yes, you did not, it is not an valid inversion to take. And also, you should note, if you're looking at the 4-hour time frame, you should had yes pulled up to the side, like you should always be trading within Q and yes on its side, and notice, hey, there's a bullish SMT. If my only confluence is a 4-hour inversion, but also see 4-hour bullish SMT, I'm not going to trade that, right? Even here now, you see there was a bearish SMT at the highs. You could probably trade this pullback down here, and Trump had some kind of news. But it's really important to understand the time frames that we're using and make sure you're looking at everything before you come up with your trade. Your trade is not just one thing. Your trade should be an actual plan. If you don't know how to trade, you don't have a mentor that teaches you the right plan. This is what I teach. My mentorship is why I give people the confluences to look for step by step, with the right risk management and the right risk to reward, and you will be profitable. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed these recaps, it's a little bit of a fast one because I have to go pick up my son from school. Just like, subscribe, join the mentorship. Link will be down below. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video.